Hello, everyone. I'm Carmen Kelle, and I'm excited to talk to you about obtaining your four-year degree. A little bit about my background. I've been in higher education for 25 years. First half was working in undergraduate admissions, and the second half has been working in academic advising. I've advised undecided, pre-law, pre-health students, and most recently, political science students, all at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So I'm happy to share my experience and my knowledge with you as you begin the process of working towards obtaining your four-year bachelor's degree. The four-year degree at a university or college has several different degrees that you can obtain. The most common of those degrees is the Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science. But many institutions also offer more specialized four-year degrees depending upon the different colleges or disciplines that are offered at their school. So for instance, at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, we have several different academic colleges. Our College of Business, for instance, offers a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Our Hickson Lead College of Fine and Performing Arts offers a Bachelor of Fine Arts as well as a Bachelor of Arts. Our Journalism College and Engineering College have their own bachelor's degrees as well. A lot of people are surprised to find out that this is actually what will be printed on your diploma when you graduate. It's not your major, it's not your minor or your emphasis. It's the bachelor's degree that you received. So I received a Bachelor of Science from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I received my Master's of Arts from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So that's something to be prepared for, is what kind of bachelor's degree will you obtain? A Bachelor of Arts just means that the majority of your classes was coming from the liberal arts areas. A Bachelor of Science means that you've completed most likely over 66 hours of natural or mathematical sciences. So most likely, students in the College of Engineering are going to obtain a Bachelor of Science because the sheer amount of science and math courses that they're taking. Some degrees, like the degree I advise for, a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science, can be obtained with some majors. So some of my political science students obtain a Bachelor of Science, mainly because they're completing maybe pre-med requirements to go to medical school, even though their major is political science. So the bachelor's degree that you're actually going to obtain will be what is documented on your diploma when you graduate. So what are the requirements to get that bachelor's degree? Many colleges have those general education requirements. And for most of you, that's what you're doing at your two-year associate's degree. You're completing those general education requirements. A lot of people want to know why. Why do we have to do these? When people see that you've obtained a bachelor's degree, they assume that you have been exposed to the fine arts, that you can write eloquently, that you can communicate effectively, that you have taken classes in mathematics, the humanities, in global awareness, in ethics. That's that general education, giving you that well-rounded background. Now, universities are made up of several different colleges that focus. So at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, we have many different colleges. I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences. So we have college-specific requirements that we have all of our students do who are in our programs. In the College of Arts and Sciences, we believe in a liberal arts education. So therefore, we are doing classes that are coming from the humanities, the liberal arts, the mathematics and natural sciences, foreign language. But when you move over to the College of Engineering, their college-specific requirements are those courses required for foundational work in engineering, calculus, physics, chemistry, a lot of math and science. College of Business, they believe in students obtaining that background knowledge, math, English, accounting, economics, and then entry-level courses in each of their disciplines. So those college-specific requirements, they could be a fourth of your entire degree. They could be half of your degree. It really depends on the discipline you're in. But the thing that gets most people excited is their major. And that major is your main area of concentration. That's the area where you're going to take, hopefully, the majority of your classes, that you get to engage in the area of study that really excites you. That's something a lot of people yearn for, and that's why they want to complete a bachelor's degree. So for me, those students are political science students, but it could be finance, could be mechanical engineering, but that major is that focus. So possible majors: political science, history, finance, business administration, mechanical, civil engineering, physics, that concentration. Majors can be anywhere from 30 credit hours up to 60 credit hours, just depending on what the requirements are. Some institutions are going to offer minors, and those are just smaller concentrations. The ability to maybe have taken a few classes in kind of a lower area. Maybe it's only going to be 12 or 18 credit hours that you actually pursue. But the completion of all of these requirements that you see is what is going to make up your entire four-year degree. The various levels are what makes up a bachelor's degree. Now, I know I've been talking about credit hours. In order to obtain a bachelor's degree, you are going to have to accumulate anywhere from 120 to 130 credit hours over the course of your years. Now, a credit hour refers to the number of hours of instruction that you're receiving per week, per semester. So many of you are at a 2-year institution, could be a semester, but you could be doing quarter hours. These are going to be mainly semester hours at a 4-year institution. Courses can be anywhere from 3 to 6 credit hours. The majority of the courses you take in, say, business, humanities, social sciences, journalism, those are going to be 3 credit hour classes, meaning that they meet 3 hours per week. However, courses like science, chemistry, physics, geography, meteorology, they will meet 3 times a week for a lecture, but 1 time a week for a lab, coming up with that 4 credit hour class. Our language classes believe that you should really meet 5 times a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So those will be 5 credit hour classes. Sometimes you might have an accelerated class where you're doing 2 classes in 1 semester. That's where that 6 credit hours could come from. It's not common. It's kind of out of the norm, but it is possible. I didn't put it on the screen, but we do have 1 credit hour classes. Those could be intro classes to different majors. It could be a recreation class. It could be a health class like in first aid, where you're just meeting once per week for 1 hour of instruction. Average credit hours per semester are about 15. Students can range anywhere between 14 and 17 on average, so 15 credit hours per semester. This could be anywhere from 4 to 6 classes per semester, depending on the makeup of the credit hours. In your 2-year associate's degree, you've completed 60 credit hours. So you have half of that 4-year degree already done. Now here's a sample course schedule. This student's classes are all 3 credit hours each. So he's taking 5 credit hours for one semester. The thing to note here is that the German 101 class meets on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so it meets 3 times per week. If you do the math, it's not exactly 3 hours, but it's meeting 3 times per week. However, the Global Studies 494 class is meeting twice a week. So that instruction is a little bit longer on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but they're both 3 credit hour classes. You could have had something very similar in your associate's program. So this is a typical schedule, 5 classes per week. The minimum for full-time enrollment in a 4-year college is 12 credit hours. 12 credit hours per semester makes you a full-time student at most institutions. It also qualifies you for scholarships and financial aid. It's always important that you visit with your academic advisor about how many credit hours is right for you in different semesters. Right now, because instruction's in a hybrid mode, I have some students who are only taking 12 credit hours because that's what's best for them and it's most easily managed for them with online classes. However, I've got other students who are taking 18 credit hours. They're in 6 classes this semester because they thrive in that kind of learning environment. They're able to work at their own speed, work online when they want to. It's different for everybody. The average is 15, but that doesn't mean that that's necessarily what you have to do every semester. Academic standing is something that's important to understand when you're completing your 4-year degree. Academic standing, so are you a freshman, are you a sophomore, are you a junior or a senior? This is based upon the number of credit hours you have completed, not necessarily the number of years you've been in school. So the credit hours completed, if you've completed over 60 credit hours, you are moving into your junior year. So by completing your associate's degree, you're coming to a 4-year institution already as a junior, academic standing. That's important to know because most likely you've already done your 100 and 200 level classes for your associate's degree. So you're ready to move into 300 level classes that are very specific in your academic major. That's how you're going to enroll sooner. Class standing determines when students at many institutions get to enroll. We call it a priority enrollment. Seniors get to enroll first, then juniors, then sophomores, then freshmen, because seniors have very specific and limited classes that they need to graduate. So they get to go first, then juniors. So an important tip for all of you to understand, when you are coming to transfer to a 4-year college, it's important that you apply to that institution early, and we want you to sign up for the earliest transfer enrollment day that you possibly can. Why? Because you need higher level classes. And so we want to make sure you're getting those classes and off to the best possible start you can be when enrolling at a 4-year institution or college. So plan ahead because you're enrolling as a junior and there are going to be very specific classes you need. So that's just a little tip. Many degrees not only have course requirements, but they're starting to have experiential learning requirements as part of their majors. Experiential learning are high impact practices that basically put your learning into action. You're experiencing what it is in the real world that you learned about in your books. So this is something that more and more majors are adopting as a graduation requirement for a 4-year bachelor's degree. So for instance, at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, global studies majors are required to do an education abroad experience Now, because of travel being restricted, those students can also do an internship at an international company. And actually, here in Nebraska, we have a lot of companies who do business all over the world because Nebraska is a really good place, cheap place to have a business, and it's easy to get to both coasts, to get to Asia, Europe, Latin America, Africa from Nebraska. But it's a requirement for graduation. Engineering students might be required to do a cooperative, say a 6-month internship where you're getting credit hours that count towards your degree, but you're also getting paid to work. Business students, depending on the degree, might be required to do an internship. Degrees in leadership are increasingly looking for civic engagement activities in that experiential learning. So be prepared to be thinking outside of the box when you transfer to a 4-year institution. What would those experiential learning activities be for you? Since you're coming in with 2 years already completed, it means you might be expected to do that within a year of being at a 4-year college or university. So it's important to talk to the people that you're coming into contact with. Hopefully, that's going to be your academic advisor. Your academic advisor at a 4-year college or institution most likely is going to be someone in your specific major. Every college and university assigns academic advisors differently. Some are going to assign you a faculty advisor because the faculty teach your classes, so they are going to be the ones who have the most experience with what you should take, what research you can do. Some are going to be like mine, where I'm a professional advisor. I am hired just to advise. That's what I do as my job. I don't necessarily teach academic classes. So it just depends on the 4-year institution you go to, how your academic advisor is going to be assigned to you. But that academic advisor is definitely an important person that you should be working with when obtaining your 4-year degree. Your academic advisor is the one who's going to help you determine what you already completed in your 2-year institution and what you have left to do at your 4-year institution. Degree planning, what's left? How do I know which courses to select? Some majors have very specific classes. Others, like mine, have a lot of choice. You get to choose what you take to complete your degree. But how do you know what you want to take? You just got to the 4-year institution. You should be setting goals. What are you hoping to achieve while at that 4-year institution? Is it grades? Is it connecting with faculty for letters of recommendation? Is it deciding if you're going to go on to a career or maybe a professional school or graduate school? What are the goals you have set for yourself for the semester, maybe for the year? What type of out-of-classroom experiences are important for someone in your major? Your academic advisor can talk to you about that. Some people come into a 4-year college knowing exactly what career they want to do. Others don't know what career they want to do. The type of out-of-classroom experiences can help you no matter where you are in determining your future career goals. But we do know that experience combined with your classes is going to equal opportunities for you after college. So what you do outside of the classroom is extremely important and should be a part of your actual degree plan. The career planning sometimes can happen with your academic advisor, or it could happen with a career coach. Many 4-year colleges and universities are starting to work with career services and have career coaching that happens. But the career planning can happen as part of your degree. If you do those things and use your academic advisor wisely, you're going to have this degree totally nailed down. So just to summarize for you a little bit, it's important to understand the academic requirements for your specific major and degree, the Bachelor of Science or the Bachelor of Arts, when transferring to a four-year academic college. Meeting with that academic advisor every semester will be key to your academic success. Getting experience outside of the classroom, building that resume, seeing how experience is supported by your courses is so important to obtaining that actual degree and going out into the world with a bachelor's degree. Please, my email address is here. Feel free, since we can't do questions and answers right now, to send me an email if you have any questions that I can help you with. Maybe something that you didn't quite understand from the video. Maybe something I touched on that you wish I would have talked about in more detail. Don't hesitate to email me and let's engage in a conversation. I'm excited to help all of you continue down your academic journey towards completing that four-year degree and going out into our society and contributing fully to all of the different disciplines that we need. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from many of you with your questions and ideas as you move forward. Thank you.